Like most people, I am of course stuck at home at the moment. This has given me a good opportunity to spend a lot more time working on 35MC, but I thought it might also be an idea to do some more videos. So I thought I would have a dig around in my camera cabinet and talk a bit about some of the favourites, some of the cameras that I suppose have stuck around. I quite often, when I write about a camera, I'll buy a camera, write about it, and then sell it. But there's a few that have stuck. There's a few cameras that, for one reason or another, I didn't get rid of. And one of those cameras is my Minolta Riva Panorama, which when I first got, I wrote about it as being a bit of a novelty. And I suppose it is a bit of a novelty. The thing that it is just a basic point and shoot camera, but as you can see on the top, it has just got a shutter button, a self timer, and this button here, if you press and hold it, cancels the automatic flash. Apart from that, that's it. But the thing that makes it different from other point and shoots is that it has a wide angle 24mm, I think it is, lens, and a panoramic viewfinder, which you can probably just about make out. There you go. Just about see the shape of it there. Unlike a lot of panoramic point and shoot cameras, it doesn't have the option to either shoot full frame or cropped. It is just a cropped panorama camera. So what that basically means is, as I say, it's got this panoramic viewfinder, but inside the, I'm not going to open the back, I've got a roll of film in it. The frame, the 35mm frame, is cropped at the top and the bottom. So you just get a thin strip of panoramic image in the middle. The nice thing about this camera, and unlike, so a lot of people I think of panoramic 35mm crop cameras as a bit of a gimmick, because you're just wasting frame, because you're just cutting the top and the bottom off. The difference with this camera is that there's no option. It's not an on or off thing. It's just an on thing. It is just cropped. So you just have that really big wide viewfinder, and whenever you use it, you look through the viewfinder and it just shows that panoramic frame. And the sort of advantage of that in use is the sort of I suppose the psychological advantage is that when you go out shooting with it, you're just shooting with that kind of panoramic mindset. So even though, yes, you are getting a cropped image that potentially is lower quality than it would be if you had an X-Pan or something like that, your approach to photography is changed by the limitation of the camera, which is something I enjoy quite a lot. So yeah, when I first wrote about it, I did write about it as a novelty, but actually over time it's been a camera that I've decided that I can't get rid of, and I did get rid of my X-Pan. And sort of recently I backed the lomography Kickstarter for the Metropolis film, and when it turned up, I got this 5 rolls of this film, and I didn't know what to do with it immediately. I was looking at images on the internet taken with it, and because it's not a neutral film, it is a film that's designed for the colours to be slightly different. It kind of almost has a cinematic look to it. It looks graded, it looks coloured differently. So I thought, well, I'll put a roll in this camera, and went out shooting with it. And the difference I found shooting it more recently to when I first got it, or first shot with it. When I first shot with it, I was taking the photos and I was scanning them, putting them into Lightroom, and then I was cropping. So the end photo was just that strip of image. But what I've been doing with these rolls of Metropolis is shooting it and then not cropping it. So I'm getting the black bars at the top and the bottom. Or the impact of sticking to that sort of that rule as I'm shooting these rolls is that it's forcing me to think a lot harder about composition, because I can't crop the end frame. I can't change anything in the end frame. I'm stuck with that panoramic strip with the black bars at the top and the bottom. And the result of that is sort of how I shoot it and what I'm shooting and when has changed. And I've kind of got into this mindset of trying to take photos that really take advantage of this combination of this sort of graded look, the sort of cinematic framing, and the kind of the sort of broad depth of field and everything that comes along with shooting a wide angle camera as well. And some of the photos are a lot better than others, but the idea is after I've shot the full 5 rolls, I'm going to compile it into a set of images, and I'm hoping to find a set of images that kind of work together as a series. Because of all this, really genuinely enjoying, well, at least until coronavirus stopped me, really genuinely enjoying shooting this camera again. It's kind of all of the joys of shooting a point and shoot, but with the kind of added, I guess it is novelty. I guess it is still novelty of the framing and the film. So yeah, I'll share a few of the photos when I'm finished waffling at you, and then at some point in the not too distant future, I shall put together a blog post and make it into a bit of a project, I think. So yeah, the Minolta Riva Panorama is definitely one of the cameras that, for all of its basic feature set and limitations that it imposes, it's one that I shall be definitely keeping. Well, at least until it dies on me, which I probably inevitably will do at some point. So yeah, assuming we're going to be locked down for a little bit longer, you shall see me again with another stream of consciousness waffle about one of my other cameras. Let me know if there's any of the cameras that you know that I still have that you might want me to waffle about, and I shall add them to the list. So yeah, for now, cheers. I'll catch you in a bit.